back to my channel. My name is Darian and today I am going to be doing the musical theater book tag. So I was tagged by Maddie from Book Browsing Blog and she actually created this tag, so I will leave the link to her video down below, and also check out Maddie if you haven't yet. Her channel is amazing, I love her videos and she's so sweet, so make sure you subscribe to Maddie and watch her original video. But I'm so happy she created this tag because, as some of you might know, I really love musicals. I have been in a lot of musicals. I just love musicals. I haven't been in a musical in a little while, but I really miss it. It's one of my favorite things in the world to perform and, you know, sing. So I love listening to musicals, and when Maddie created this I was so excited. So I am so excited to be doing this today. So let's get into the questions. So the first prompt is the song Satisfied from Hamilton, which is the best song from Hamilton, okay? Don't at me, but it's the best one. I love that song so much. And the prompt is, what book left you unsatisfied at the end? And the book I'm gonna go with is The Wife Between Us by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen. And I actually really enjoyed this book overall. I think I gave it 4 stars when I read it, but I just found the ending so weird. Like, if you haven't read this book, there's a huge plot twist that happens like halfway through the book, and so since it happens like that, I kept expecting something even bigger to happen at the end, and I was trying to guess like what could be an even bigger plot twist than that that's obviously going to happen at the end, and I just found the ending very underwhelming. And I mean, I still enjoyed the book overall, but I was just expecting more from the ending, and I felt like the ending was very rushed, and they were like, oh, here's a little like baby plot twist, and I just wasn't very impressed with it. So I did really enjoy that book overall, but I wasn't super satisfied with the ending. So the next prompt is from a musical that I actually haven't listened to. It's called Everybody Talks About Jamie from Everybody Talks About Jamie. I actually had never heard of this musical until Maddie mentioned it, so I'll definitely have to check it out because there's not that many musicals that I don't know. So yeah, but the prompt is, what's a book that you want to read purely because of the hype? And this is most of the books I own. I usually buy books because a lot of people like them. That's why, like, people, like, you might wonder how I never know anything about the books that I buy. It's because, first of all, I don't like to know much about books before I read them, so then I rely on what other people think of them, and if I hear a lot of people like a book, then I assume that I will too, so that's why I buy it. But anyways, so a lot of the books I have or that I want to read are because of the hype, but the one I chose I think is like one of the most hyped books on BookTube, and like if I don't read this soon then I'm worried that people are gonna come for me. But that is Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. I still have not read this book, I'm so sorry. I do really want to read the Grisha trilogy first before reading this book. I know it doesn't matter, I know you don't have to read that series first, but I want to. I feel like I need to, so hopefully I'll get to that soon, and then I'll read Six of Crows. I think my boyfriend's currently reading that actually, so if you want his thoughts on that, then I don't know, I'll let you know when he's done. But yeah, that book is definitely very hyped and I do really want to read it, but yeah, it's kind of scary. I'm like so intimidated because what if I hate it and then everyone's gonna be mad at me? But yeah, so there you go. So the next prompt is from Anastasia and the song is Journey to the Past. I love Anastasia and I love the Broadway soundtrack also. Most of you probably know the animated movie better, but yeah, I love the movie, I love the soundtrack. One thing I will say, if you have like seen the movie and listened to the soundtrack, I am so mad that, what's that song called? In the Dark of the Night, that's in the movie. That song is so underrated. It's my favorite song from the movie. Like, I love Once Upon a December. I almost said One Day in December. Once Upon a December. I know that's like everyone's favorite song, but I love In the Dark of the Night. In the dark of the night, people will find her. Find her. In the dark of the night, doom. and that should be in the musical soundtrack and it's not, and I'm bitter. But anyways, the prompt is a book. What is the prompt? A book that features flashbacks or a backstory. What is it? Is that it? Or developed backstories. So I am going with Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine by Gail Honeyman because throughout the book you start to slowly find out stuff about Eleanor's past, and then at the end you like find everything out, and it just like, I don't want to say too much, but this poor girl, like she went through so much and everyone is so mean to her, and if people only knew what she went through, like, oh my god. So yeah, I thought it was really well done the way that like stuff was revealed about her, and I highly recommend that book if you haven't read it yet. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Eleanor Oliphant. So the next prompt is actually from a musical that I'm not super familiar with. It's Be More Chill, and I think I've listened to the soundtrack maybe only once or twice, and I don't know why. I think I liked the songs. I don't know why I haven't listened to it more, so I definitely will listen to it more. But the song is Michael in the Bathroom, and the prompt is, if you were stuck in a bathroom at a party, what book would you want with you? And listen, I put some thought into this answer because I'm gonna go with The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson because of the following reasons. First of all, if you're hiding in the bathroom, which I probably would be at a party because I don't like parties, so if you're hiding in the bathroom, obviously you don't want to be disturbed. And I assume, like, I mean, I don't know what it's like in your house, but my house, we don't have locks on our bathrooms. I don't know if that's a normal thing or not. If you're hiding in the bathroom, you don't want anyone to disturb you, right? So I figure if you're in the bathroom and you're reading The Way of Kings, which by the way, if you haven't seen, it's a chonker, it's like 1,000 pages, and then someone walks in and they see you're reading A Way of Kings, they'd be like,
oh my god, this girl is very busy because look at this book she's reading. It's so big. It's probably like a textbook. Maybe she's getting ready for an exam or something. I better leave her alone.
See? It's foolproof. Also, if someone comes in and they're like really drunk and they decide to try to bother you, you can just whack them in the head with the book, and it weighs like 1,000,000 pounds and they'll knock them right out. So that's another reason why that would be a great book for you to be reading in the bathroom while you're hiding at a party. Not just a pretty face, okay. The next musical is actually another one that I haven't heard any of the songs from. The musical is Six, and the song is Ex-Wives. I don't know this musical, but if Maddie likes it, then I'm sure it's good. So the prompt is a book that is a retelling of another story, and I went with A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer. I really love this book. I know some people don't really like it that much, but I gave this book 5 stars. I really love it. I just found it so like engrossing, and I just could not put it down when I was reading it. Yeah, I really like the characters. This is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, in case you didn't know. I mean, I feel like everybody knows this book, but I really liked the characters. I love Gray. Oh my god, my baby boy. I love him so much. And I love Harper, and I love Ren, even though he's a little annoying, but whatever. I don't know. Yeah, I like this book a lot, and I'm really excited to read the second one, so there you go. The next musical is The Last 5 Years, which is another one that I've only heard the soundtrack a few times, but I do know some of the songs. This song I don't know as well. It's called Still Hurting, and the prompt is a book that has hurt you and that has stuck with you ever since. And this one was easy because I recently read a book that hurt me, and that is Where Dreams Descend by Janella Angeles. Oh my god, this book. First of all, if you like musicals, I feel like you would love this book because performing is like a huge part of this book. The main character is a magician, and she's in this competition with other magicians, and so there's a lot of like performing involved. So if you like musicals, you'd probably love this book. I've heard people compare this book to The Greatest Showman, which like, I don't like The Greatest Showman. I'm sorry, I know everyone loves that movie for some reason. I don't get it. I don't like it. I'm sorry. Anyways, I'm gonna get so many hate comments now, but I don't really see the resemblance at all, but I guess if you like it, maybe you'll like the book. But also if you don't like it, you'll probably still like this book because that's what happened with me. But this book hurt me. Oh my god. If any of you have read this book yet, please talk to me. Because this book is not out yet and I feel so alone in my emotions. And I just need to talk to someone about this book, please. And please pre-order this book and read it when it comes out. But yeah, this book hurt me in my soul. I cried a lot reading this. I need to talk to someone. Anyways, yeah, as you can tell, I felt a lot of emotions reading this book. But yeah, so I'm gonna go with Where Dreams Descend. So the next musical is Come From Away, which is one of my favorites. I saw a production of Come From Away. Well, actually I saw them in Toronto and I saw them when they came to my city also, so I've seen it twice now and I love it so much. It's so good, especially live. Like when I first heard the soundtrack, I actually didn't love it that much, but I found seeing it live like made me love it so much more. So if you ever get a chance to see it, I highly recommend. But the song is Me in the Sky, which is a great song, and the prompt is a book that features your dream job, whether it's real or fantastical. And this is another one I thought long and hard about, because here's the thing, you're gonna hear my answer and you're gonna be like,
that's weird.
but I have thoughts. So my answer is The Selection by Kira Cass, because you might be thinking,
what's the job in that book? What job does she have?
And that's my point. Because our main character, America, that's her name, that's her real name, she is being paid to be in this competition with these other girls to become the princess of this place. I don't even remember what it's called, but anyways. And like, you don't even have to win. Like, I wouldn't want to win to be the princess, but if I could come second, then I'm being paid to just be there and to just be like pleasant, and like I could do that, I think. And then they say in the book that like even the girls who aren't chosen to be the princess in the end, like if you're part of the selection, then you have a really good chance of like marrying well and living comfortably for the rest of your life. So like, I want that. Like, all I have to do is be in this competition and just like be present and like not get kicked out of the competition too early, but then the prince wouldn't choose me and I'd be like, cool, and then I could marry well and then I wouldn't have to work. Like, I know it's not technically a job, but like if you're being paid, then so I would love to be paid to not do anything, okay? Sue me. That's my answer. Also, I don't like that book, in case you didn't know. Anyways, the next musical is Newsies. The song is Santa Fe, and the prompt is, what fictional place would you love to visit? And I don't know if this place has a name, but I would love to visit the world of the Tea Dragon Society, because you got all these tea dragons running around. Like, who wouldn't want to just have a pet tea dragon? You know, I want to live where the tea dragons live, okay? I want a tea dragon and we would be best friends and we could make tea and we could snuggle. I want it, okay? And I want to meet all these cute characters. Like, what could be better than that? Why am I whining? I don't know. But this is what I want, so there you go. So the next musical is Waitress, and the song is When He Sees Me, which, fun fact, I actually sang this song once for an audition for a musical that I did not get cast in, so that's kind of sad. But I love this song and I love Waitress, so it's fine. The prompt is, what book did you fall in love with the second you saw the cover? And there's only really one answer for this. It is Kingdom of Back by Marie Lu. This is the most beautiful cover I've ever seen. Like, look at this thing. And I didn't end up loving this book. I mean, I didn't hate it by any means. It was just like, you know, above average for me. But this cover is like, look at it. it's just so beautiful. I can't. So the next musical is Dear Evan Hansen, which is one of my all-time favorite musicals. I love it so much. I would love to see it one day. And the song is Disappear, and the prompt is, what's the prompt? Oh, is to hype an underrated backlist book. So I am going to recommend Room by Emma Donoghue. This book came out a little while ago, and I haven't heard too many people on BookTube talk about this book. I did talk about it a lot in my Books That Got Me Out of a Reading Slump video. I really love this book. I'm sure most of you have at least heard of or seen the movie with Brie Larson that came out a few years ago, but this book is so amazing. It is a little different from the movie, so I would recommend reading it even if you have already seen the movie. But if you don't know what this is about, it's about this woman who was kidnapped and she's being held basically in this shed by her kidnapper, and she's been there for like 7 years. And at some point during that time, she gets pregnant and has this boy who is the narrator of the book. And at the start of the book, he's 5 years old and he narrates the whole book. So the writing style is a little different because since the narrator is a 5-year-old boy, he doesn't speak with proper grammar. He doesn't understand everything that's going on around him. So like sometimes he's explaining something and it'll take a second for you to realize what exactly is happening because like he doesn't understand, but you will. Does that make sense? So it is like a very different book, and it definitely took me a bit to get used to the writing style, but it's just so good. Oh my god, I love this book so much. So I would highly recommend it if you haven't read this one yet. So the last musical is Legally Blonde, which I love, and the song is What You Want, and the prompt is, what do you want to see more of in books? And honestly, I mean, maybe I'm just not reading enough of books that have this, but I would love to see more books where the authors just take more risks in terms of like the plot and their characters. Like, especially, I guess this mostly applies to the fantasy genre, but I love reading a book and having absolutely no idea where it's gonna go. Like, I just get a little, I mean, I do enjoy your like typical formulaic books, like, you know, your typical fantasy where obviously the main character is gonna save the day and, you know, stuff like that. But I love reading books where I'm like, is the main character gonna die? Like, are they gonna make it out of this? Are they gonna end up with this person who seems like they're the love interest, you know? Like, I love having no idea what's gonna happen and feeling like there's actual stakes and stakes. I'm really hungry. Anyways, oh my god, I lost my train of thought. But yeah, I love just having absolutely no idea what's gonna happen, and I just love it when authors actually take risks. And even when a main character that I love dies, like obviously that's so devastating, but I really appreciate it when authors take that risk and kill off a character that you love and that, you know, you would expect them not to do that because like your audience likes this character. But anyways, I hope that made sense. But I just love having no idea what's going on, and I would love to read more books that like you literally cannot predict how it's gonna end, if that makes sense. So there is a bonus prompt, and it is to pick a musical, or to pick your favorite musical and to recommend a book based on it. And I have no idea what to answer because, so some of my favorite musicals, I mean, we have Dear Evan Hansen, which was already mentioned. I also love Les Mis, and I love Hadestown, and I love Anything Goes. And I can't think of books that I've read that remind me of any of those. I mean, I do, there is A Sky Without Stars, which I think is a Les Mis retelling, but I haven't read that one, so I can't recommend it. I did try to find a way to connect Strange the Dreamer to something, but I can't think of anything. So if you guys know, if you guys are familiar with Les Mis or Hadestown or Anything Goes, and I've read a book that is something like those, then I would love to. I mean, obviously Hadestown you could recommend, like, you know, Orpheus and Eurydice's story, but so if any of you guys think of something, then let me know. But yeah, that's the musical theater tag. I don't really know who to tag because I feel like Maddie tagged everyone that I would have tagged. But if you weren't tagged by Maddie and you would love to do this tag, I'm tagging you. Please feel free to do it, and don't forget to check out Maddie's video and to subscribe to her channel. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you liked this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't yet, and I will see you guys soon with another video soon. Bye!